Blessed day, guys, and peace be upon you today. So in this video, we're going to learn how to configure EtherChannel using PAgP protocol. Okay, so you're going to understand what PAgP means and what EtherChannel means. And before we go deep into that, let me open the Google spreadsheet and let you know that we're today at day 7. We're going layer 2 EtherChannel using PAgP, then LACP later. Okay, all right. So what is EtherChannel and what is PAgP? So this is just a quick explanation. EtherChannel allows us to bundle together physical link into one logical channel. So these physical links will be assumed to be one logical channel, right? So you can see the advantages, and what advantages are like this: no wastage of bandwidth, no loop, there's redundancy. Okay, so there are some criteria that should be taken care of, right? All right, so there are protocols that we need to take into consideration during EtherChannel configuration. All right, so there are EtherChannel protocols. For example, we have PAgP and LACP. So today we're going to do PAgP, what's called port aggregation protocol. So port aggregation protocol is a protocol of EtherChannel, and it's Cisco proprietary. It's mainly used for Cisco devices. And you know, in this protocol we have modes. So modes of configuring EtherChannel. We can configure EtherChannel as on, or in this small table here. So we can configure desirable and desirable, EtherChannel will work. Desirable auto, EtherChannel will work. Auto desirable, EtherChannel will work, but not auto. So this is a sample way of configuring EtherChannel. So after having understood that, I'll come back to our topology here and open this notepad. So the first step is to draw necessary topology, decorate and comment. So we have drawn the topology. As you can see, we have how many switches? 3 switches. We have 2 layer 2 switches, 1, 2, and 1 layer 3 switch. So this switch is this switch. Let me just show you that one. Switches, and we come to 3650, not 3560. 3650 24 port switch. Okay, so make sure you choose 3650. All right. Okay. Having have done that, you can see we've done the topology, decorate and comment. Having have done that, I'll do this an additional thing. You can see this switch is in shutdown state by default. That's why you can see all the interfaces are down. So what to do? It's off. I mean, it's not powered on. It doesn't have power supply connected. So what you do? You just drag this thing that is called AC power supply and put it there, and that's all. Then you wait a little bit. You will see this. All of these interfaces will turn from red to orange, then from orange to green, indicating that now those ports are on, right? Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to identify trunk links. We're going to configure PAgP channel group number and mode. Okay, so sorry, mode for PAgP is not active passive, that's for LACP. So I change this to desirable, sorry for that, desirable auto, and let's make this side auto desirable, or desirable. Auto desirable will work, but not auto. We can make desirable auto, or auto desirable, or desirable, but not auto. Okay, all right. So the second step was to identify trunk links, configure PAgP channel group and mode. So before I do that, let me explain this topology. You can see by default spanning tree protocol has put some links or ports in blocking state. You can see orange on this side, orange on this side, to eliminate loops. So it's only one link that is allowed to send and receive data, but not the 2 of them. You can see I have 3 ports. I have 3 links used. Okay, now spanning tree protocol by default has put 2 links in shutdown, in blocking state. So if you want to utilize the full bandwidth, okay, we need to configure EtherChannel so that all of these links can be forwarding data at the same time to utilize the full bandwidth. So that's why we need to configure EtherChannel. So identify trunk links and configure PAgP channel group and mode. So how do you identify trunk link? Any link connecting switch to switch should be trunk. Like for example, let's start from this switch. Okay. Alright. So this is FA3, FA2, and FA1. So FA1 to FA3 on that switch, enable. Put it yes. Okay. So enable config T. Okay. So interface range FA1 slash FA0 slash 1 to 3. We have 3 ports that should be trunk links. Okay. Then we've been told to configure PAgP channel group number and mode. So how do we configure PAgP channel group number? Okay, so channel group number, as you can see, it's been indicated here to be used channel group number 1. Okay, so let's say if this switch is connected to this switch, it should use channel group number 1. If this switch is connected to this one, channel group number 2. If it was connected to other switches, then we increase the channel group number, for example 3, 4, etc, etc. Okay. All right, so go and do it very fast. So how do we do it? We just say channel group 1. Okay, then we include the mode. Don't forget mode. You can see here, configure channel group, configure PAgP channel group number and mode. So mode, there we say that it should be desirable auto. So if this side is auto, this side should be desirable, or if this side is desirable, this side should be auto. So let's make this side desirable, no problem, and I hit enter. And don't concern about anything, then you exit. Then the number 4 tells us that enter port channel number created and configure it as trunk. Well, port channel number, remember we created a channel group number 1, so we enter port channel number 1. So we just say interface port channel 1. Then we say switch port mode trunk. Very simple. That's all. That's how to configure EtherChannel and do right. So we are done configuring EtherChannel on this switch. So we can just say display EtherChannel information. Just say do show or show EtherChannel. You can see we have how many ports? 3 ports, and we are using which protocol? PAgP protocol. Port number, channel number 1. Okay. All right. So let's go to this switch. Before that, I want to go to this switch, because on this switch we're going to configure channel group number 1, then channel group number 2. So let's finish on this switch, okay, first. So I go to this switch, enable config T. Then the first step was always to identify trunk links and configure PAgP channel group number and mode. Okay, so on this switch, it's also, I think it's from FA1 to FA3. So FA1, FA2, and FA3. So from FA1 to FA3. So interface range FA1 to 3. Okay, then we make it port channel number, channel group number 2. You just say channel group number 2 to mode to be. We said mode to be auto desirable. So on this, let me make this one to be let's make this to be auto. Okay. All right. Exit. After doing that, we come back and see we enter the port channel number created and configure it as trunk. Okay. So we just go here and say interface port channel channel 2 switch port mode to be trunk. Very simple. and we're just done configuring EtherChannel on this switch. Do right. Okay, so we go to this switch here and configure EtherChannel on these three interfaces and on these three interfaces, and make on this side to be channel group number 1, this side to be channel group number 2. And you can remember on this switch we made it to have a mode of let me see it. It had a mode of desirable. Okay, so on this side it should be auto, right? Okay, and on this switch we made a mode of auto, you see here. So on this side here it should be desirable. So this side auto, this side desirable, right? So let's go to this switch, go to CLI and just say no, enable config T. Good. So let's identify the trunk interfaces, Gigo 3, Gigo 2, and Gig 101. So its interface range Gig 1/0/1 to 3. Okay. Then we make it channel group number 1. Just say channel group 1. Okay, mode to be auto, and you hit enter. Okay, channel group number 1, mode to be auto, because on this side it was desirable. It can be desirable auto or auto desirable or desirable, but not auto. Okay, and we exit config T. Sorry. So here what do we do now? We configure enter the port channel number created and configure it as trunk. So we just enter interface port channel 1, switch port mode to be trunk, hit enter, exit, and do it. So put your eyes, guys, everything will turn green. We won't have those blocking ports, you can see, because we've enabled EtherChannel on this side and on this side. So let's create EtherChannel on this side also, which is let's identify the ports: Gigo 6, Gigo 5, and Gig 104. So interface range Gig 104 to 6. Okay, switch port mode, channel group number 2, mode to be desirable, because on this side it was auto, so here to be desirable. Okay, mode to be desirable, and you hit enter, you exit, and you enter the port channel number. So interface port channel 2, switch port mode to be trunk, and you are done. Do right. So guys, put your eyes, everything here will turn to be green, as opposed to the previous case where only one link is green, others were put into blocking state. So as you can see, guys, we have managed to configure EtherChannel on this side and on this side, and now we can have full bandwidth utilization. Okay, all right, so if you can just go here and say do show EtherChannel, you see on this port we configure how many, on this switch we configured how many groups, 2, or group 1 and group 2, and you can see group 1 and group 2. Group 1 had 3 ports, you can see PAgP. Group 2 had 3 ports, and it was PAgP as EtherChannel protocol used. Okay, so if I go back to our Google spreadsheet, I don't want to partially mark it, so I'll mark it when we are done with LACP. So thank you so much, guys, for watching my videos, and I believe my videos really help you know how to configure EtherChannel using port aggregation protocol, which is a Cisco proprietary form of EtherChannel or link aggregation. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, share my video, drop a comment below, and let's see you in the next video. Thank you.